Akademiks, check it out now. Contrary to popular belief, everybody says 6ix9ine plea deal is out there, this and third. The entire plea deal is not out there. If you don't know, in the legal system, you could cop out to a plea, which means you'll plead guilty to a set of charges or maybe a charge. And usually the prosecution came to the deal with you to say, if you plead guilty to that, we will give you this punishment, which is always lesser than what you could be getting if you went through a whole trial. Now, basically, the mere fact you help them out by just saying, I'm guilty, they're going to go light on you. When it comes to a case that's a RICO case, they want all types of people for all types of things. They want everybody to get some type of punishment. Now, they want others more than some, and you can imagine the worst offenders, they want to get the most time. So if somebody will help them out, they'll promise lighter sentences and so forth. Now, when people said that, 6ix9ine's whole plea deal was out there and he's not going to get this or he's going to get 3 years or whatever, it's merely speculation because that has not been public. What has been public is that he pled guilty, and for the prosecution or the feds to basically follow up on what they promised him, because they're going to recommend to a judge to sentence him to, he needs to be truthful, he needs to cooperate and testify, if needed, in open court, which means point niggas out, explain what niggas did, explain what he did. That could help convict other people. But it is not known what the feds promised him. Now, we're probably getting a hint here. Now, 6ix9ine showed up in court yesterday where he basically had to tell a judge that he was cool with his lawyer coming back on his case. His lawyer got kicked off the case, even though you would think it's wrapped up because he pled guilty, but he's in this limbo area. His lawyer got kicked off the case because there's a conflict of interest. The lawyer used to represent Shoddy and another nigga named Crippy. Now, because of that, the lawyer got kicked off, then he got back on, and now the judge is saying, hey, 6ix9ine, do you understand that there was a potential conflict of interest, which could also even hurt you? Do you want to go forth with it? And he's saying, I want him on my case. Why does he want him on the case? He's the guy who made sure he didn't get years after he got found for violating probation in a child sex case. So because of that, he wants him to plead to a federal judge to not give him a lot of time in sentencing as well. Now, I say all that to say, 6ix9ine's lawyer after the hearing spoke to Complex, okay? And this is what the lawyer basically said. The lawyer said that 6ix9ine's holding up very well, and basically he'll be testifying if needed. So if anybody goes to trial, he'll be testifying if needed. He's hoping that niggas don't go to trial, that he don't have to testify, because keep in mind, think about 6ix9ine on a stand and people getting pictures of that will haunt him forever. However, this is the new development, okay? And Lance Cesaro and Don Floria said this. They said both of the lawyers would advocate for 6ix9ine to be sentenced to only time served when he comes to his sentencing on January 24th, 2020, which means if the case is resolved and nobody takes it to trial and everybody pleads out in November or before November, right? 6ix9ine will be able to go into court and his lawyers are going to say, hey, we believe he's helped the U.S. government so well that he should not get any additional jail time and he should get out on time served, which means if the judge then agrees, he could be free next year, okay? Again, this is if the judge agrees. This is if the prosecutor and the prosecution is satisfied with all the help that 6ix9ine has given them. And again, it could be anywhere from be out next year all the way up to 47 years in prison. Okay, we'll see what it is, but it is a little bit it's shocking that he might be getting out of jail before Bobby Shmurda, and he got Fed charges that kind of seem a little bit more serious than Bobby Shmurda's charges as well. What do y'all think about this? Get in the comment box, you guys like and subscribe to Boys Akademiks. 6ix9ine might be really coming home soon. Again, we all don't know. That would be only privy information between the prosecutor and his lawyers about what they probably promised him. But the lawyers clearly are telling people and telling the media that we're planning to go to court and ask for him to get out of jail on time served, which means no additional time spent in jail in 2020. Get a comment box, make sure you guys like and subscribe. What do you guys think about this? Weigh in the comment section. It's more Akademiks.